folks, welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and today we're going to check out Venusaur, and you're wondering, well, okay, where's Venusaur? Well, as you guys know, I did pick Venusaur. I picked Blastoise. Blastoise is my favorite starter, but we are going to get some other folks to bring in Venusaur and check out what all the hype is. A lot of people are hyping up Venusaur a lot, so let me see if it lives up to the hype or not. So here's what we're bringing. We're going to be the support. We're going to bring Torchic, to give them special attack. Also, Blazing Cloak gives crit as well, so they only need to buff once, and then they'll be at max crit after 2 of my Blazing Hopes, and then I'll swap into Rotom for that extra bit of X special attack all, and then we'll swap into Blend Rapidash for the Sun. That's not the Sun. The reason why we're using Sun is because Venusaur has Solar Beam, and Solar Beam, like, if you read the description of Solar Beam, it's like a whole essay. But it's basically just how it works in the main series games, right? You charge it for one turn, and the next turn, boom, you fire out the Solar Beam, and yeah, that's basically it, I guess. So for Solar Beam, and in Sun, when you use it in Sun, it instantly fires. That's why we're bringing in Rapidash, right? So Solar Beam is super interesting because it's a super high move power for basically nothing, right? It's 2 move gauges, and I think if I remember correctly, it should be like 120 power or something, right? So Deco's Venusaur is a 4-star, not max affinity, but like the highest you could get right now, which is what, 3 out of 3, but 0 out of 20, right? Which is, again, at the moment, the highest we could get. And I think the other one is just a 3-star at the moment, unfortunately. So but also max out affinity, maxed out, because it's not like actually maxed out. You know, just as much as we can get at the moment, right? So let me see, Solar Beam 125, and the other good thing about, like, Solar Beam is just so strong, right? Especially, you know, in Sun, it's just 125 power, 100% accuracy, 2 gauges, and then you can just, like, again, just everything, a lot of damage, doesn't miss. Well, unless they, you know, lower your accuracy or they increase your evasion, but generally it doesn't miss. And then only 2 gauges, right? In comparison to like the other 2 starters moves, right? Charizard has Fire Blast, which is what, 85% accuracy and does an okayish amount of damage, and then, you know, Hydro Pump, which does a lot of damage, but only like 80% accuracy, which is lowest accuracy, right? And both of those are 3 gauge moves, so Venusaur's Solar Beam in the right circumstances could be really good. And it's not only in Sun where it's like just like insanely like powerful, and all that stuff. Okay, someone accidentally deleted my invite. Let me send that again. All right, where's Brock? But yeah, there are circumstances where it's like not that great. It's usually when the battle first starts, right? The opponent has all their move gauges and all that stuff charged up. But once you get into like the later half of the battle, where like they're kind of out of move gauges, the opponent, right? That's when Solar Beam becomes like super powerful, because once they don't have move gauges, like that turn goes really fast. So you know, you could charge up your Solar Beam and then blast it out relatively quickly, right? Okay. So, yeah. Hopefully they don't delete the invite this time again. That'll be pretty cool. But yeah, so like it's not just the timing of the battle, right? You could also use it in a way like if you have something, say a Pikachu or whatever. I guess Pikachu's not the best example, but like a Vileplume or something that could paralyze the opponent, or Heliolisk that could, you know, Electro Web the opponent, lower their speed, make it so that their move gauge recharge becomes slower, right? That would also help the Venusaurs a lot, because you could just spam Solar Beam endlessly, right? Well, I wouldn't say endlessly, but yeah, to a certain extent, right? And also, oh, look at the Venusaurs. They look so cute from behind here. But yeah, also Venusaur, they do have self-speed buffs, right? With their running move thing, whatever it's called. Oh, there's the Solar Beam charge, and okay, here's an issue with the Venusaur, and also, like, not just an issue with the Venusaur, but, you know, just with these starters in general. They cannot take a hit, unfortunately. 1.6k! That's really good. That's really good. yeah, as you can see, they cannot take hits, unfortunately. Alright, now we have Sunny Day up, and now they should be just spamming Solar Beam non-stop now. Let me get Flame Wheel in, get the Unity bonus in there, right? Oh, a word of caution, right? If you are using Venusaur, oh my god, 1.9k, yeah. Be careful not to use, oops, I probably shouldn't have queued that, but be careful not to use Razor Leaf, especially in online co-op. Razor Leaf just lags the game out a lot. Maybe if your phone's really good, but you know, you'll still lag out, you know, other people's. Maybe, you know, if you're just playing by yourself, then it's not that big of a deal, but it lags, it just lags super bad. Hopefully they can fix that. Alright. Oh, he's just non-stop spamming this thing, because, again, it's just a 2-gauge move. It's just a 2-gauge move. It's super easy to, you know, queue up, and, you know, once the battle goes into, like, this stage, where, you know, most of the opponents are, you're kind of down or whatever. Oops, that means we're about to flinch. But, yeah, you could just, like, spam Solar Beam just non-stop, since, you know, there's no, like, queuing of the moves. Like, well, there's all Sun as well, but I'm saying, you know, if there wasn't Sun, and we're at, like, this stage of the, because look how slow Lunatone, like, uses a move, right, in between. So that's pretty great. Yeah, I definitely like Venusaur a lot. The only reason why I wouldn't, you know, suggest Venusaur as much is, unfortunately, Venusaur, like, Ho just kind of does it better, right? Ho does it better, because Ho has self-sun, right? I mean, if you have supports, if you're running it with supports, Venusaur is probably better. Actually, I don't know. Ho just does so much damage, though. Ho has you know, that extra 60% in Sun. Yeah, I'd say Ho is probably better in both case scenarios, you know, with or without supports. But hey, Venusaur is still not a bad option, right? So there's that as well. It's just that most of the time you would probably be using either Gardenia or Brandon instead. You know, again, Venusaur is still really decent. Honestly, it's just Charizard that's kind of lackluster, sorta. I do think Charizard kind of got shafted in this batch, right? Of all 3 stars, I think, you know, Blastoise, if you guys saw yesterday's video with Blastoise, oh my god, Blastoise was just dishing out just mountains of damage, right? And Venusaur, really quick, really efficient, right? Venusaur just delivers you really efficient damage, which is why it's so great, right? Oh, you know what? Instead of Rotom, I should probably go Roxanne this time to get the extra bit of speed in there. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Torchic, max out crit. Roxanne, we could do that twice. Okay, actually, you know what? Let me tell them this. Do the trainer move twice. Alright, I'm going to tell them to do the trainer move twice. This time I'm going to bring Nose Pass just to make it, like, even more unstoppable, just in terms of time. Because, you know, last, that battle we just had, like, they were spamming to an extent, but it wasn't like, there were periods where they had to, like, stop, right? But let's just, this time, just get, like, Roxanne for the extra speed, and, like, then we'll see just, like, non-stop spamming. I'm not sure if they actually are completed super hard this week or not, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, let's take out Rotom. Unfortunately, you can't really run, if you have Venusaur yourself, you can't run Torchic and Venusaur on the same team, which is a slight downside. But yeah, damn. If these Blastoise and Venusaurs are already this good and the free-to-play versions, and, like, on paper they look kind of bad, but, like, honestly, using them, they feel really, really nice. But yeah, if these are already, like, this good, oh boy, 6-2 Blue and 6-2 Leafs, Blastoise and Venusaur, I can't wait to see what they do with them. Again, it's not guaranteed that they're going to be strikers. They could be strikers, they could be techs, they could be supports, right? There's different theories about that. That doesn't matter. It, you know, I just hope it's going to be great. Yeah, however they're constructed. If I could also find Roxanne, that would be really nice as well. Where's Roxanne? What? I'll just filter it. 4-star support. There we go. No, this one's 4-star. Let's go in there, and I'll send the invites. And they're at the bottom. I don't know how to do this. I guess like you could like hide your login thing. I don't know. Last time you logged in, whatever it's called. Anyways, yeah. Let's try this again. Except this time we're gonna give it more speed, so it could actually just like I really wish we could eventually get all 3 starters. It'll be really nice. I would like to use I definitely would like to use Venusaur as well. And maybe Charizard. I slander Charizard a lot, just mainly it's just worse than for him. But it's fun as well. I see the people running like 2 Charizards on the same team. That's super fun. All right. Again, like I said, it would be really nice that we could get all the stars eventually, but at the moment I haven't heard anything from DNA side on that. I did ask them about it, but I haven't heard anything about it yet, about it back yet. So don't get your hopes up for that. But it'll be nice. All right. So Venusaur, a lot of people were questioning. Oh, Venusaur has Venusaur for some reason has just so much crit, right? As like it has 2 dire hits and then has 2 like crit buffs on the trainer skill. Well, mainly because like Venusaur is like a mixed striker, right? Because it has both physical and special. But I wouldn't really worry about it honestly, because like I do think it's mainly going to be used for Balvilla, right? Because Balvilla, since these guys don't have like grids or whatever, you can't MP refresh or all that, or rely on MP refresh. So it's mainly for that, right? So wow. so you could use crits. You could always have crit buffs, right? Like even +1 crit is like 50%, which is not like the worst. Obviously, it's not like great, but yeah, you get like 4 crit buffs in total. You get +4, and then 2 of those also get you a bit of speed as well, right? So, all right, yeah, just non-stop spamming a 2-gauge move that does 125 damage with 100% accuracy. Oh my god, we're hitting a dragon type, and we're like just obliterating it. Oh my god. Again, like the biggest weakness for Venusaur, unfortunately, in a team comp where people know what they're doing, is it just can't really take too many hits. I don't think this stage hits too hard though, but generally it can't take too much hits, and for some reason when we raise their affection, their defenses don't increase, which I guess is not like the biggest deal, since again they're strikers and they're free to play anyways. No one's expecting them to be as good as some bull units. Well, I mean, they're definitely better than a few some bull units, but I mean, Seabold maybe for alligator. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's the way for this one. I like Venusaur. Venusaur's great. When I first checked them out, I do think in terms of as a whole, I do think Venusaur, like in a vacuum, I think Venusaur is probably the better one out of the 3. But when you also consider what units we have available, right? What units we have available at each type and all that, I do think Blastoise is probably the better value pick. But overall, I really do believe that none of these matter as much, and you should really just pick which is your favorite. And if you pick Venusaur and you like Venusaur, you like Bulbasaur, well, congratulations. So anyways, yeah, that's me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed this video, share our channel for some more Pokemon content. I'll see you guys in the next one.